When you are a part of the remnant, there are some things that you are going to say and do, and some things that God is going to speak to you that other people are going to think, where that came from? I never heard of that before. Or the things that they hear, they don't put it into the same context that God gives you the revelation of. But when God speaks to you about a thing, the way that God speaks to you about the thing, God will give you the way to give it to other people. And if people don't comprehend it the way that God gave it to you to give it to them, then you have to be at peace and know that what God gave to you, you said what God told you to say, and you've given them the revelation of the way that God gave it to you to give to them. People are not going to understand you. There are sometimes things that I say that I don't know what in the world God is talking about, but in obedience, I say it anyway. And then you find out a couple of months, maybe a year, sometimes 2 years later on, then everybody coming out and saying what has already been said a couple of years ago. And I'm not just talking about myself when I speak of me, because there are many other people. I always get a lot of comments whenever I give a word and things of that nature. Oh, God told me the same thing, 2 months ago, sometimes 2 years ago, and things of that nature. So their timing was not the timing for me to release. The time for me to release it is now, but their timing was when God told them to release it 2 years ago. But it's the same thing, maybe told a different way. Many of us, we get caught up in thinking that everybody should understand what it is that God is saying to us the way that God says it to us, but that is not the case, because there are some people who are right under your nose that are not a part of the remnant of that God has set apart to move into the new wine, into the new space, into the revelation that God has given through demonstration and things of that nature. Because there are people who think that they are the end all to be all, and then there are people who think that the way that things have always flowed is the way that things are going to flow until the end. There are some people who don't believe in new wine and a God-given revelation, and everything has to come out of religion, and it has to come out of just the formation of everything that's in the word, when the revelation always confirms the word. But there are some people that just don't want to hear the revelation because it hits too close to home, or it's something in a way that they are not moving the way that God is not leading them. So they reject what God is doing in you or with you, even though it lines up with scripture. But my message is not to those people. It is to the remnant. No matter how strange you may sound, how strange you may look, how different things may come across whenever you say a thing, no matter how far-fetched it may be, when you know it's God, it's between you and God for you to obey God. You're set apart. Many passages in the scripture, many Old Testament prophets and things of that nature talk about this remnant that is coming in the last days. This is the remnant. We are part of the remnant. It's a small amount of us compared to 7 point whatever billion people that are on the earth. But you are part of that remnant the way that God tell you to say it. You have to be wise and learn how to translate it in a way that you can give it to the people, relay it to whoever the way that it needs to be relayed without changing what it is that God is saying. But no matter how different it may sound, no matter how it may not equal up to what's going on now, when it's new wine, even though people who are already flowing in the gifts and already preaching and already teaching and already ministering, already out there doing whatever, and God puts a little something on the remnant, and it's something different than what everybody else is doing. Don't try to get in the box. Don't try to fit in with everybody else. You have to flow and go the way that God tell you to go. I don't care how jacked up your life look. I don't care how things may look like it's not what it is and things of that nature. One of the things that God had been saying for over almost 2 years now, it's the best of times and the worst of times. But he has also been saying since the beginning of the year, things aren't what they look like. Sometimes we have to reverse some things. It's time to change and bring about the reversal on some things. So things don't always look like everything is well ordered and well put together and things of that nature. But what God is doing, sometimes it's God's business. And the way that God is doing that thing doesn't matter how prophetic, how apostolic, how evangelical or whatever we want to call it. We don't mess with God's stuff. But whatever God tells us to do, you do it. And because you are a remnant, you may not do it the way that everybody else does it. Your dedication to God is more deeper. And people will tell you, oh, it ain't that deep. It may not be that deep for them, but that don't mean it ain't that deep for you. Because whatsoever God tells you to do, you got to do it. The way that God has set you apart, you got to be a part of what God is doing and not a part of what everybody else expects for you to do. Or we're all Christians. Or it ain't that serious. Or it ain't that deep. Maybe not for you, but it's that serious. And it's that deep for me. And me and God doing just fine over here. I'm going to say what he tell me to say. I'm going to do what he tell me to do. I'm going to go where he tell me to go. I'm going to be about his business. You handle your relationship your way, and I'm going to handle it my way. But remnant, you better make sure that you on point and where God told you to be, and do what he tell you to do, and say what he tell you to say, and tell you how he tell you to say it, no matter what it is, and no matter who don't agree with it. The remnant, you ain't meant to fit in with the old system. God is doing a new thing. Flow with the new. Stay close to the heart of God and do what you do in love. Be blessed.